You want to know what happened between Isak and Newcastle? Come. Let me gist you. The PFA Awards happened some couple of days ago. Even while Isak was absent, he took the spotlight. Immediately after the ceremony, he dropped a statement clarifying what is really happening between him and Newcastle. He highlighted failed promises. Immediately after Isak's statement, aura for aura, Newcastle also replied, denying there was never anyone that promised Isak anything of such. What are the failed promises? Allegedly, in the summer of 2023, former Newcastle's minority owner Amanda Staveley had a chat with Isak and promised him of a new and improved deal because of his past performances. It turns out that same summer, Amanda Staveley was forced to sell a minority stake at Newcastle. She had to leave that summer, which means the person who made the promise and the promise, all of them, they left. Fast forward, that same summer, Newcastle appointed a new sporting director, highlighting the new way the club is moving. They appointed Paul Mitchell as the sporting director of Newcastle. Paul Mitchell wasn't the one that promised Isak a new contract, so he never discussed a new contract with Isak. The season started normally. Isak trained normally. He didn't complain. He played beautifully. That was his personal best season. He scored 27 goals in all competition, led Newcastle to their first trophy in 58 years, and also was instrumental in their qualification to another Champions League competition in 2 years, 2 times in 3 years. Now, this is where the drama starts. Newcastle didn't offer Isak a new deal. Everything would have been fine, everything would have been good. In fact, Isak had started pre-season training with Newcastle until Liverpool came in. Bam! Liverpool contacted Isak informally to gauge in his interest in a move. Isak went to Newcastle board and informed them of Liverpool's interest. Liverpool come for me and I would like to make the move. Newcastle was insistent, we are not selling, you are not for sale. Even if we are going to sell, we need a suitable replacement in for you. Now, Isak is the face of Newcastle's project. He's their biggest player. Obviously, they can't just replace him with anyhow player. They had a lot of targets. They lost João Pedro to Chelsea. They lost Liam Delap to Chelsea. They lost Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. And the worst part of it all, Liverpool, the club Isak wanted to leave them for, also went ahead to sign the player they had in sight to replace Isak with when he leaves. That player was Ugo Ekitike. It was a fierce battle between Liverpool and Newcastle. Liverpool was petty. They signed the replacements of the face of their project while still wanting to sign the face of their project. If you be Newcastle, sure you go be. Liverpool, on the other hand, after bullying Newcastle to the signing of Ekitike, who was supposed to replace Isak as the face of Newcastle's project, Liverpool still went ahead to submit a formal offer to Newcastle to buy Isak. Liverpool don't mind though. Newcastle insisted on their no stand sale, which prompted Isak to protest. He has refused to train. He refused to travel to them for their pre-season game, which has even caused division amongst the players. There are some part of players who support Isak and there are some part of players who doesn't. Currently, Isak is training with the reserves of Newcastle and he has been fined by Newcastle. Newcastle has every right to do what they are doing because he is their contracted player and he has a contract with Newcastle until 2028. Now, despite Isak's insistence on not wanting to play for Newcastle, Isak has yet to submit an official transfer request to Newcastle. Why? Because in Isak's contract, there's a loyalty bonus. A loyalty bonus is often inserted to players' contract. It could be paid weekly, it could be paid yearly, and it could be paid at the end of their contract. Now, Isak's contract states that he is entitled to the 10% of any transfer fee anything pays for his services at Newcastle. For example, if Liverpool ends up paying £150 million to buy Isak from Newcastle, Isak is entitled to £50 million of that fee. That is why he and his agent have refused to drop an official transfer request even when he has made it clear that he doesn't want to continue at Newcastle. This Isak, he wants to eat his cake and have it. It is simple. If he wants to leave Newcastle, he has to submit an official transfer request stating to Newcastle officially that I want to leave. All this drama is performing publicly. He doesn't need it. Newcastle owns all the cards here. In fact, Newcastle can buy a replacement and still decide not to sell him, because why? He has a 3 years contract and the verbal agreement is standing on. It is not admissible and he can't hold Newcastle to a verbal agreement that was never documented.